Straight up, I loved Crossfade because Ed Sloan was always so cool to me. Hey, thanks for downloading this microphone time from listenin.org. I am Frank Jenks. The other side of this conversation before we did the two mic thing. Crossfade was hot because of the hugeness of Cold. Here's Ed.
Well, Cold, for me, Cold was about realizing that no matter how attentive you could be to somebody's needs or somebody that you love, or no matter what people expect of you, that if you're involved with something that you love more than that person or more than that thing in your life, that it's apologizing for the fact that you can't be the person that can show them and give them all they need and also follow the things that you have to do inside, that you have to do for yourself, and just apologizing for the fact that, for that simple fact that I cannot change that about myself. I cannot change the passions that I have. We can't change the things that make us feel the most in our hearts for somebody, even though we wish we could. It's that plus just, being a jerk to people and looking back and saying I'm sorry and realizing that there are a lot of reasons why I did, and it's hard to tell people why you do things, but sometimes all you can say is I'm sorry.
So is that sort of part of the change process? You know what I mean? When you sort of finally realize yourself that you were...
I think so. I think a lot of relationships and a lot of people never come to the realization of the lyrics that are in the song Cold. Some people can never look at themselves either in humiliation or just and say, you know what? Even though I was an ass, even though I felt this way, I'm still able to accept that I was an ass, and I'll apologize for it. I'm not going to change, but I'll apologize for it. And a lot of people don't even get to that place,
Here's Ed speaking about The Deep End.
The Deep End. That's the one song on the album that, actually on our DVD I said No Giving Up was this song, but what I really meant to say was The Deep End is a song that we wrote in like one day. It was from like start to finish, and it's just one of those songs for me that is it's kind of like the song before Starless lyrically. Starless is about looking over the edge and wanting to jump and maybe you don't. The Deep End is right before you've walked there and the reasons you're getting there, just because you're fed up. They always told you life should be this way and to expect these certain things, and even though you've tried as hard as you could and reached as hard as you can for something and you never get it, and they always said, you can get whatever you want as long as you believe it and are passionate about it and you do it. And there are a lot of people out there that believe that and they do it their entire lives and never get that. And at some point you've got to come to that point where you realize you're done and it's not going to happen, and you just move on. And, just about that.
And here Mitch James sneaks in and speaks about getting along with each other.
For us, Ed and I have always had a very open relationship. We've been in a band so long together that no matter what comes along, we're not the kind of guys that sit around and hold grudges and decide we don't like something about each other and keep it in. Just last night we had a heart-to-heart talk in the back of the bus. Had some things we didn't agree on, and we...
I knocked your ass out?
You did. And I did something to your pillow before you went to sleep.
It was kind of wet. Like, I noticed that. For real.
But, yeah, it's just for us, being in a band has always been our outlet from all the negative things in our life, not another place to bring negative stuff. So we've been like that for the whole time we've been together, and I don't see that changing.
Mitch continues on, speaking about getting the negativity out and not punching walls.
For me, it's just music has always been that outlet that kept me from ever getting to that point. We always had it in our minds of all this stuff. I don't think either one of us were ever as down and out as to do something physically, but emotionally it's just as bad when you're that stepped on and you're that everything you do is not accepted by everybody else, your family, your girlfriends or whatever, spouse. So you just that's why we write songs, man. You get them out on paper, and that's how you show the world you're angry. You don't punch walls and beat people up. You just you write lyrics and you play hard music, and that's your way of expressing yourself.
Here's Ed speaking about So Far Away. So Far Away. Trying to get rid of the badness in your life?
Yeah, it's more like it was one of the last songs that we wrote for the album, and it was one of the only songs, probably the only song written when we knew that we were actually going to have the opportunity to possibly go do this and have success with it. And it's just kind of our testament to the fact that finally we can get as far away from the bad stuff and just see a brighter day somewhere soon, hopefully.
So is it about turning your whole life around, or is it just about turning your work life around? You know what I mean?
Well, it's about turning the one thing or the few things in your life that you find that bring you down the most, and realizing at some point that you are miles away from that and you don't have to deal with that anymore. Whether it's personal or business, it's not really about anything particular. It's just the idea that you can be far away from something finally that you always wanted to be away from,
Here's Ed and Mitch speaking about when life gets stupid.
For us, we dealt with stupid for so long. I think you had to just do it in your mind first to get away from it, and we kind of just, that's how we dealt with a lot of things, and that's why a lot of these lyrics are like they are, because we had so much stupid to deal with. So we made it a point when we got on the road to better our lives and to work for this like we had never worked before, harder than any other job we had done, and we're just thrilled that we're finally getting the chance to do it, and lucky every day that we're doing this instead of something else and being around the stupid stuff.
And to put our energy into this finally, instead of all those things that we're so far away from, that you just spin your wheels in so many different things that you're not able to do the things that'll make you a better person. You just wound up fighting all the bad stuff in your life and never get anywhere. So.
And Mitch had some pretty cool tattoos on his arm, so I asked him about those tattoos on his arm.
This one means faith, and this one means artist. So they kind of go together. Yeah.
Here's Ed Sloan speaking about venting through music.
And we attempt in all of these songs lyrically to to talk about the things that touch us and that make us who we are, and that we feel negatively about, that things that have negatively impacted our lives, but we try to do it and at least talk about it in a positive way, like more just like venting and saying this is how I feel, not really saying this is really what I'm gonna do. It's just saying, like in Star Wars, when we talk about standing over the edge, I'm taking my last breath. We're not saying I'm about to kill myself. We're saying that's how I feel, and we all know we feel that way. Let's just take this music and hopefully just internalize it and let it be a backdrop to the way we feel, and just let it help us vent. And that's,
Seriously, down-to-earth guys both. Mitch James and Ed Sloan. I think that's probably why we connected so well. We appreciate you taking the time to listen in to this interview with the guys from Crossfade and myself. There's a ton more you'll love if you like this. Please peruse. Our website is just waiting. listenin.org.